Namaste, everyone. Welcome back. Today, I want to talk about how meditation saved my life. Yes, not only changed my life in a very positive manner, but it has really made such an impact that I'm alive today because of that. So, my husband got worried that what's happening. Why is she not out yet? Awake. I was alive and awake, and I could feel all these things that was happening with me. I would, oh no, this is happening. Oh no, this is happening. Like they were saying like that, and I was like, are you talking about me? Because I had no idea, right? I automatically went into meditation. Oh my God, I'm dying. Instead of that, what happened that because for more than a year, in my mind, I was so calm and confident and positive that I knew that I was gonna be fine. As practice, I was doing just basic form of meditation that I just made it up, and it saved my life. So I'm gonna share this story. It is kind of I wanna just give a disclaimer that it's kind of little long story. I'll try to be as brief as possible. Little bit of my background is I grew up in India and I moved to America for higher studies for my master's and PhD. And I came here and did all that, met my husband, and we got married. As growing up in India, we have always been involved in yoga and meditation and chanting mantras, and it's like a regular, typical Indian household that we had, and that has been very spirituality has been integral part of my life. So there was nothing new about that. However, while I was focusing on my studies and going everywhere in bigger cities to study and coming to the other country for studies, I was kind of detached from my original spiritual upbringing for a little bit. Not that I was not aware of it, but it was not regular basis, like not a regular practice to do like a meditation and all that, which it was when I was little. So, long story short, we got married and we were working to have a baby. Finally, with IVF, we I was pregnant, and we were really happy. At 5 months of pregnancy, I lost my baby, and I don't want to talk much detail about it because I know I will get emotional. But that was the probably hardest part of my life, and as for any mother, it would be. And we were kind of shattered at that time. For first few months, we were just sad. At that time, me and my husband, we both got a little bit closer to our spiritual roots, and we started regularly chanting mantras in the evening times, especially. And from there, I started meditating. So after we finish our prayer, which would be more like not Hindu prayers are more about universal peace and sending positivity to the universe and wishing for everybody's health and happiness. It's more like that. And then at the end of it, I started chanting Om, just chanting Om, and that gave me so much peace. Somehow I felt so much at peace after such a long time. So it made me realize that I need to do this more often. I need to chant Om more and do this prayer every single day without fail. So we started making it like a regular family thing. Every evening we would do that, and after the prayer I would chant Om, and we would all do it together, or just but I would make sure that I at least do it for a couple of minutes because it was helping me. Now that I'm a yoga teacher, certified yoga teacher and certified meditation teacher, and I'm learning all these things, I realized that what I was doing was no different than meditation. It was but my own personalized way of meditation. I was not only chanting Om, but I was also trying to give myself positive affirmations at that time. So it would be in Sanskrit, of course, or in my own language, but it would be more like my lips and my mouth is saying Om. Whenever we are saying something, we are thinking something else too, right? We have that ability. Humans, we are not that straightforward. If I'm talking something, I'm thinking something else. It's something else is happening here, right? So how to manage that? Those thoughts when I'm even chanting Om, I was not being able to like focus. I found very simplified way to help myself, and I started using those words that I mentioned, like the Sanskrit words, like compassion in Sanskrit, karuna, all these things. I would just love, peace, shanti. I just made the list of the things that I want to say, and I just said it in my mind, and chanted Om at the same time. So I kept my mind busy thinking the positive things that I wanted to think, and I kept my mouth my busy by chanting Om, and it kind of synchronized. And so I made up my own meditation. Let's just say that, and I it was working so well for me, and that made me realize that we don't have to know the fancy guided meditations. If you can come up with your own meditation to begin with, of course you can then advance and learn more, as I am learning more. And it's mind blowing, it's amazing when you learn more and when you do more of it. But to begin with, you don't have to always feel like, oh, I cannot do this, or oh, it's too hard, or oh, it's too hard to focus or not focus, or you know, those kind of limiting things that we tell ourselves that, oh, I cannot ever do that, my mind is too fluctuating. So that's what this made me realize, and I empowered myself that, oh, I can do this. And I was not even doing it for empowerment, it was just so much peace that it was bringing me, right, that I needed in that hard time. So it not only gave me good positivity, but it also like took me out of the extreme sadness that we were experiencing and brought us to positivity. Anyway, so fast forward, how did it save my life? Let's come to that. So what happened then? We did another cycle of IVF. It did not work. We did one more cycle of IVF, and it did work. I did get pregnant, and by that time, it was at least about a year or so since I lost the baby, and we were still chanting, we were still doing prayer, I was still doing my own like little meditation. So we were all doing this still, and that helped me a lot to be positive during that extreme stressful pregnancy. My pregnancy was super eventful. Every other day something will be happening and we'll have to rush to the hospital, and like it was like that. It was like I could not even walk properly. Like I would walk super slow because I would think that I might lose the baby. It was extremely stressful, and I was labeled as high risk pregnancy. I was other issues like POPs and physical issues. So long story short, when it was time to deliver the baby, because we had to do the C-section in emergency kind of situation, because my water retention was too much. After 30 weeks, I could not go to work actually. I could not walk because I was so huge. I had like kind of 100 extra pound on me. And I looked like I was going to deliver triplets the very next day when I was 30 weeks pregnant. So that, just imagine how big I was. It was just huge. So no clothes from maternity store could fit me, even plus size. Anyway, because of that, we needed to take out the baby at 37 weeks, and I went under the C-section. And the thing that happened during that time is I lost a lot of blood. And because I lost a lot of blood, I was taken into ICU. The way it happened was, it took a long time after getting the baby out. Baby was fine, thankfully. So my husband got worried that what's happening. Why is she not out yet? They were waiting and waiting. Finally, I was out of the operation theater. But then in the room when they brought me, suddenly nurses came running and they took me to ICU like right away, because I lost so much blood that there was no blood pressure readings that they can take because there was no blood. I was turning blue. I was telling my husband that I'm feeling so cold, and he was like rubbing my hands and trying to give me like kind of, help me with that extreme cold. And I was alive. I mean, I was awake. I was alive and awake, and I could feel all these things that was happening with me. I was able to see that people rushed to me and they took me right away in some other department. I did not know it was ICU. So lucky for me, I was the ICU and the labor and delivery department were in the same building. So that was extremely lucky for me. My doctor told me that, Bela, you are so lucky. If you would have been in any other hospital, there wouldn't have been a way for you to be alive, because ambulance would take certain amount of time and there was no time. It was like that. So all of these things he told me later on, of course, not at that time. So at that time, I was thinking myself, something is happening. People are taking me somewhere. Okay, fine. I was fine. Then in the ICU, when there were like 10, 15, I don't know how many people were working on me, but there were a lot of people, a lot of noise. They were saying a lot of things. They were trying to find the vein to inject, start the transfusion of the blood. And for some reason, they were not able to find it because it was all collapsed. So it was kind of medical emergency kind of thing. And they were like, they were very stressed out. Let's just say that. So they were using like, oh no, this is happening. Oh no, this is happening. Like they were saying like that. And I was like, are they talking about me? Because I had no idea, right? So, but they were poking me everywhere. I'm like, I'm not dying, right? I mean, I was thinking that to myself. They were poking me everywhere, and I was kind of screaming with pain that, like that, when they were poking me to find the vein. So they told me that, don't scream, don't move, give us 20 minutes and just relax for 20 minutes. Don't react. And just imagine when you are like, you had no idea that this was going to happen to you, and you are in that emergency situation, and when you are seeing all these things happening around you, you are alone by yourself, and you have to think at a point that what's happening. But instead of that, or am I dying, or oh my God, I'm dying. Instead of that, what happened that because for more than a year, I was constantly meditating, I automatically went into meditation kind of state. I automatically, when they told me that don't scream, don't move, stay still, I thought how to do it. I didn't have to think too much. I knew how to do it because I knew. I started breathing nicely, slowly like that, and I started like chanting Om in my mind, and I'm like went to my, because it was so natural to me, it just came to me. I didn't have to work on it. I didn't have to work on to calm myself. I didn't have to work on to tell myself that nothing is going to happen to you. I was automatically there. I was automatically calm. I was automatically extremely relaxed, and they were able to find the vein, and they were able to inject, start the infusion. They were able to do everything that they needed to do. The only reason that they were able to do all these things, that I relaxed and I kind of was so calm. And the only reason I feel that I'm alive today is because I did not freak out. I did not say to myself, oh my God, I am dying. These people are talking about me being dead. They were talking like that. Actually, they were. And I was listening to it. But in my mind, I was so calm and confident and positive that I knew that I was going to be fine. I absolutely knew it. I didn't have doubt. I kind of asked myself that, okay, Bella, are you going to die? And my consciousness, my whatever you want to call it, my inner voice told me, no, you're fine. And I feel that it has a lot to do with my meditation. So this is how my meditation practice, which was only 2 to 5 minutes. I did not do half an hour meditation. I did not do fancy meditation. I did not do many visualization techniques. Those are amazing, by the way. You should do it. Those are advanced practices. But I was not doing anything advanced practice. I was doing just basic form of meditation that I just made it up, and it saved my life. So just imagine, if you are advanced practitioner, if you make it longer, if you work on it consciously, what can you do or what can you not do in this world, right? It's just so empowering. If you bring yourself back from the death, you can do anything. So I feel like I owe my life to, of course, the doctors, the nurses, everybody that worked on me, my family member, my everybody who, my friends, my family, even my little girl, just looking at her just gave me so much motivation. But at that time, I didn't even see her when I was in ICU. I give credit for my life to everyone, of course, and God, of course. But I feel like if I wouldn't have been strong at that moment, if I would have given up that, okay, I'm dying, I would have died. And I strongly believe that a lot of these battles are emotional and mental, and that's why emotional and mental strength comes way ahead of even physical strength. We need to have all of it, of course, but it really makes a difference. And I wanted to share this story so that if you are thinking that, oh, how can I do meditation, it's so hard, don't worry, make up your own meditation, your own version. Start somewhere, because that can be the difference between life and death, just like mine. So I hope you found this useful. I hope it was not boring. And it was not too much information. I tried to avoid a lot of information. There is a lot of details that went into it, but I just tried to be to the point. And I'm sorry if it was too long. I did not mean to, but I had to share this. I had to put it out there. I have to do this because I want everyone to think about it for a second. And even though if you are spiritual or not spiritual, or doesn't matter what you are, I think every human being should tap into this kind of potential. And you don't have to be very fancy with it. You don't have to be too much in it to start. You can start at any point, and then you can slowly, gradually get more and more involved in it and advance in it. But thank you so much. I hope this helps you and encourages you. And thanks a lot, and see you next time. Namaste.